Moose is in the house. Moose is in the house. Watch out. Watch out. Here's Moosey.
There we go. Welcome, welcome. You didn't kill the audio. I have to run my secondary mic setup because I am running my dishwasher right now. So if I ran my regular one, there'd just be way too much noise in the background. So we're doing this instead. Welcome, everybody. We are playing a little bit more Monster Rancher today. Hope you're doing fantastic. I'm doing okay. I'm a little bit tired. I had late boxing again today. But we are gonna be... We're going to be doing some speedrunning today. I was originally going to do some more DXBL, but I think I'm going to like take a look at like what needs to be done most. And then on Thursday we'll do, it's going to be heavyweight again, but on Thursday I'll like actually tell people what they should be doing. Your patio, oh well, let's all go to bed. My friends were like, oh, we should play Wingspan tonight. And I was almost like... Oh, do we just tank the stream? Do we just make it happen? But your first hanger last night, basics and hammerfall chain, that's sick. Very cool. I'm sorry, I ended up getting really busy today. I don't have the Deluxe Cup rules ready yet. That'll be for Thursday. They were supposed to go live today, but like I literally don't have them, so I would have to make them on stream right now. And I simply do not have... I don't think that's a great way to do it. I guess I just don't think that's a good idea. So we're gonna wait a couple days. But yeah, same like early March. Kind of talked about it a little bit yesterday. We can talk about it a little bit more today. Nothing's stopping us. We can do whatever we want here. Okay, I have to remember the setup to make sure I get my controller working properly. I think I have to open... Okay, I've talked about this a million times. We've never actually looked at it. I want to show you guys something. Too late for what? Here, I'm going to show you just this. We've talked about it briefly. Monster Rancher 1 and 2 DX has the worst user interface for key binding that I think has ever existed in the history of video games. This is... It's hard to explain how bad this is. Also, you can see my Steam stuff. I've got nothing embarrassing. I got a couple of games from like Humble Bundle stuff that I've never played, but you know, it's whatever. Say, what do you want your X button to be? Choose from the drop-down list of every key on the keyboard. You can't just pick a key. You can't just press the key. It doesn't like listen for a key. It's literally the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, if you were trying to make a joke on like how to make the worst user interface, an alphabetical list of all the keys on the keyboard. I guess it's not entirely alphabetical, but like, you know what I mean. It's can you remap it in Steam? Yeah, and I also remap it in Anti-Micro. So I never have to touch this, but like, goddamn, dude, what an awful, awful choice. This shit was created by somebody's first day on the job, like 100%. Why would you, like, this is embarrassing. As a non-game dev, if I had to have a keybind thing, I would look up a tutorial on how to make like a press here, listen for the key. I think it's a Windows 11 thing. I'm not even on Windows 11, so it cannot be a Windows 11 thing. It's not a Steam thing either. Sorry, what? It's no. This is in the game. This is the game. Like, I'm in the game right now. I'm in the resolution keyboard settings. It's this is how they chose to do it for the game. Anyway, insane. Actually insane. Oh, I still have old stuff set up there. Okay. Whatever, we're gonna ignore that. I gotta open Anti-Micro first, I'm pretty sure. Anti-Micro, I gotta make sure my settings are on. Turn turbo on. Okay, turbo's not working. Everything else is working. I'm gonna try it again. Okay, it might be working. And now I have to enable Steam input. And then once the game starts, I have to turn Steam input off. It's like steps. It sucks. Now, if this worked correctly, beautiful. Nothing else has turbo on. Beautiful. Okay, it worked. So let me get, where's live split? Okay. I'm not clicking on that window. Okay, now I gotta move my chat. Okay. So now the chats should still be good. Did I lose the world record? I'm just improving my time. I'm just trying to improve my time, kind of. But yeah, I haven't lost the record. Okay, it's NMS. Also, I realized I don't think I have my menu set up to anything. So right now, I've been using like keyboard to get back into game selection and stuff, and it's probably not the fastest. I could probably like bind a key to it, but we haven't worried about that too much. As a challenge, get a zoom and get as many texts as you can before he dies. That could be interesting. Yeah, today we're just kind of chilling. Okay. If I remember correctly, this number here on the left that's the world record, and then this is sum of best, which we've never hit. It's just wishful thinking. Slate speedrun. I do want to try it again. I need to figure out my routing for MR2 though. MR1's pretty easy, but MR2 is different. No? Oh, I don't have this. What do you call it? I don't have this window selected. All right. We're getting into it. Slate speedrun's pretty cool though. The problem is the Monster Rancher 1 portion of it is like extremely boring. It's a really fun concept that I don't think is like great in execution. It's easier on the second time because I can hit random, or I can hit history rather. So it's a little bit slower. Okay, so it's 3 heavy drills, 2 heavy drills. I gotta open the advanced viewer at some point too. For many weeks I'll open the advanced viewer. Alright, lost a little bit of time. That's okay. I have time to like click one button every time. Do a meditate. Okay. Advanced viewer is open. We're good. That's 2 failures. That's kind of shitty, but not the end of the world. It is dropping our nature a little bit to scold him, because he's so stressed out. We only need our intelligence to go to about 300, and then we're going to swap over. Would I ever wear a onesie based on Gordish's outfit? Probably not. Only if I could run in it, you know? Fuck. We missed the fish. Congrats on finishing Nuzlocke 2. It was a great video. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. The after it's done, the stuff we did is pretty funny. Like, just the worst World Monsters Cup or M1 Grand Prix imaginable. And then we somehow beat Comrade Bob's monkey, which is just, like, objectively better than mine. Pretty funny stuff. So if you've never seen the speedrun before, what I'm doing right now is I'm tanking its lifespan on purpose, because this monster has a very long childhood. And the childhood is, like, worse stat gains, right? So we're not messing with that. We want to get to Prime as quickly as possible, and then, like, bank those good-ass stat gains for as long as possible. I should be saying no to the fish. This loses time, obviously, but it's hard to catch it, especially when I'm reading chat and stuff. All right, 3 failures, not great, but again, it's okay. The problem is that we've lost 20 or 20 nature already. There's a grade to make up for it. I'll take that. $225, doing pretty good so far. Fuck. I looked away from the screen for a second, and then he asked for a fish. He knew what was up. Oh, I have 35 fatigue, meaning that a good chance that he will run away. Hey, who is that? Hey, Cartel. How are you? How are you doing? We're just gonna rest here. Stream sniping me? Oh no. Where do you find mini stone hedges to train? You gotta build your own. Speedrun going not too bad. This is our first run of the night. Haven't made any like horrendous mistakes yet. We're already like pretty far off time. I'm probably like a minute behind already, but you know, we're just chilling. If start playing Monster Rancher 2, it's a sick game. It's a good game. If you do it, people think that you're cool. Whatever. Oh, I gotta fix the YouTube chat. The YouTube chat is so fucked up. Why is it so tiny? Here, 1 sec. Alright, I'm gonna lose a couple seconds here. It's fine. We're just testing stuff. Monster Rancher 4 speedrun? Too long. I don't know how long it actually will be. I'll never play it. Alright, 300 intelligence. How much does RNG come into play for speedrun? You'll see. You'll see, my friend. So basically, our goal here is we want about 300 intelligence, and then we're going to start working on our speed. And our goal is to get 800 speed, because if he's as skinny as possible, the 800 speed gives us effectively 999 speed. So max speed. So we only need to hit 800. So we're going to be going through most of the game with a good chunk of monsters having like 1% chance to hit us. And so, you know, you can get hit by 1% and lose. And the reason I only go to about 300 intelligence is, one, because my intelligence gains are better than my speed gains. So when I'm in the early stages of life, I get more stats to do that. And then I bounce off it at about 300 because the difficulty of the drills goes up over time, like based on what your stats are. And if my stats are too high, then the drills become too difficult, and then I can't like really complete them. So we stop early, so we don't have to worry about that late game. It's a thing that we'll have to worry about in like 35 minutes. Critical failure, 1% roll. I mean, not everything has 1%, right? Especially in rank S, lots of stuff when you have max speed will have 20, 30, 40% chance to hit. And we'll have just enough life that most attacks that have like a 40+% chance to hit won't kill us outright. But a lot of the attacks that have like 10% chance to will. So it's spooky. Haven't caught a stream in a while. Woke up from an absent Discord notification. Glad to be here. Hell yeah. Monster Rancher 4 speedrun doesn't even exist? Yeah, that's unsurprising. You would do it with one monster. You would do it with the Garo you get at the beginning of the game, which is pretty funny. Because he starts off with really high stats. He can, like, I don't want to say, like, roll rank C, but, like, you could probably win with player control. Disk for MR1 broke, so I tried to use the ESPXE emulator version. I was generating Monster Seed to drive my computer spun so fast the disk exploded from the pressure. That's sick. That's why they say spin the disc, take the risk. Shoot it fast into the past. Or whatever. Whatever they were singing about. All right, Adolescent 2, I'm going to be in Prime pretty soon. I'm going to buy some mint leaves. I got to buy some at some point anyway. We're not worrying about it right now, but yeah, basically my monster is as stressed out as possible for most of its life. Until we hit Prime, and then we do a little bit to reel it in. Just like us, just like us. That's why they're calling it the realest speed run of all time. In March is usually when I hit Prime. So we should be hitting it soon. Actually, I'm going to feed it a mint leaf here. And so now in Prime, things are going to change a little bit. It's going to be 3 rests and then, 3 drills and then a mint leaf and a rest. I fed it an extra mint leaf though. There, we're in Prime now. I'm going to feed it another mint leaf. And we'll leap, and then we're going to rest next week. They're supposed to train, but not like this. It is pretty factory farm vibes, you know? This is what they were complaining about in the Monster Hunter 4 story. They hate to see a guy like me coming. This gets rid of a little bit of its stress. This is happy birthday. Realistically, going on errantry would save some time here. I wonder if that's something we try and put into the run. I'd be really broke going forward. Okay, I'm gonna do something different here. I'm gonna do a light drill. And this will hopefully keep its stress in check a little bit. This gets rid of 30 stress. And a rest, which will get rid of another 15-ish. 19. Okay, and I'm going to feed it tabs. I'll get rid of 10. Okay, we're in a pretty good spot now. Our first tournament's going to be in September.
I want to play video games.
Hey! Whoa, thank you. Very kind of you. Thank you for the support. These 20s are feeling mighty nice. I'm not gonna lie. So I bled a couple of weeks because I kind of forgot the methodology. So we'll see if I'm like short on lifespan late game. Doesn't really matter. We're not getting the record right now, right? So not the end of the world either way. But yeah, it's just a lot of this, and then the reason you do this, even though like we could easily beat probably even the rank B tournament, is because you want to be able to kill everything instantly, right? You want the actual battles to go quicker. And so if you got to train anyway, you might as well front load all the training. That's actually the first menu mistake I've made. I guess that one is too. Learn the hard way that an old PC couldn't run Monster Hunter 1 and EPS XE. And try to switch disk, new disk would keep reading until critical failure and over torquing. Basically stuck in the monsters you can buy from the market. Well, you could always mix those monsters too. Yeah, we're getting a couple of little menu errors, but not too bad. We got a shop sale coming up soon. Excited for that. I'm going to buy the rest of the mint leaves just as I run out. It's a beautiful thing. Eastside Mario's. Hey, bada boom, bada bing. He's subprime now. Perfect time to lock in your mortgage. So stats are going to drop off a little bit. That's fine. Buy 2 powders. I'll need them later. Buy all the mint leaves I can. Tournament next month. Greats right now are like okay. We didn't get a single great during Prime, which is actually amazing. Because greats in Prime don't actually give you any more stats. And the animation is longer. So you end up losing time. It's not good to get greats during Prime. It's good to get them early on because, you know, it's extra stats. You hit 800 quicker. And it's fine afterwards for the same reason. Right there, though, I probably don't need them. So it's like, I don't know. It's not that crazy. Okay, so we're gonna go into the rank D tournament. That's a fail. Scold. That's fine. We're resting here. We have a little bit of stress going into the tournament, but the tournament should get rid of all of the stress. So, and the goal here is to do as few tournaments as possible, or as few tournaments and as few battles within the tournaments as possible. So if I'm up, I'll forfeit the last one. Okay, we got some forfeits. That's good for me. What's the best mod for Monster Hunter 2 Speedrun? Is there a tier list? It's this. It's actually theoretically Blue Kato. But Blue Kato is just extremely high risk. Because you're gonna like end the run with like 80 life. So even though the Gordish, like, dude, really? The Gordish will, oh, fuck off, dude. Ah! Are you fucking with me? Am I stressing him on purpose to live lifespan and make him go in his prime faster? Yes, exactly. I don't think I need to do this fight. I'm tilted now. Runs over? It actually would be, yeah. That's okay. We get out of this only like a minute over. That's fine. But yeah, it's Blue Kato is the best theoretical monster. Nobody's finished a run faster with it than this, just because there's so much additional RNG on top of all the RNG you already see. Missed what, 70% in a row? But the Gordish starts with Twister Claw, which is nice. Twister Claw is the only attack I'm going to be using the whole run. With Blue Kato, your idea is to get this guy and a tiger and combine them at the shrine and get a Blue Kato that spawns with Twister Claw. So you lose about a minute early on, and then because of his life type and he hits Prime a lot quicker, you end up... I should have rested there, that's fine. You end up saving time. You can do everything like a cycle earlier. But the problem is that you're basically rolling at the shrine for like an 11% chance. Not at the shrine, at the... What do you call it? At the lab. So most runs would just end instantly, and like... Until I'm like really forced to do that, I kind of don't want to do it. And then... like, it doesn't seem fun to me to do it that way. So I'll do it if I'm forced to, but otherwise I'm okay just doing this. And then I'll force it out if I have to. But yeah, not only is it like it's RNG hell for the first bit of the game, but the last bit of the game is even worse because there's a couple of monsters like Zealandia who have attacks like Bite, which are very accurate but don't do a lot of damage. Okay, I wasn't paying attention. I'm at 779. Where's dodge? Oh my god. Okay, so I'm not quite at 800 speed, but I'm very close. So I'm going to give it a powder and rest here. And so this monster will have enough life to tank the really light attacks from monsters like Zealandia. Blue Kato goes into the Major 4. Every single attack can one-shot it. Like punch, like a basic arrowhead punch. Pixie's patent kick are like maybe the only things I can't. And like Plant's jab. But like that's it. Blue's inconsistent but optimal. Yeah. Yeah. Why is the cat best for speedrunning? So I'm using another video. So Kato is like purpose built almost to be the best speedrun monster because you only really need to do 2 drills. They overlap so perfectly, right? You only need to raise his intelligence and his speed, and there is a drill that raises your intelligence and speed. And then there's a drill that raises your intelligence and your skill for accuracy. As you can tell, even with 179 accuracy, I'm doing really well. And that's because Twister Claw is exceptionally accurate. It's very, very accurate. And also the animation on it is very quick. So if you can like get a one-shot with it, the match is over instantly. I'll wait a little bit. I've missed more Twister Claws than I've hit in the run so far. I've never had less than like 55% on a swing. Alright. Bleeding time, but whatever. How's it going? Going well, going well. But yeah, this has been a pathetic run, accuracy-wise. Like, I've missed so many attacks that, you know, if I was going for the record right now, I would have restarted. I would have restarted after the Capella fight. It's unfortunate to just, like... Bro, are you for fucking real? The fuck is happening? Map stopped. My B rank run in the record is pretty quick, so I'm actually not like super far behind all things considered. But like this has not been a good, very good rank B. Pirto's lost 2. Everybody's lost 2. I'm gonna give up against Robanil, and then I'm gonna fight Pirto, just so I can skip. Blue Kato speedrun strat makes a lot more sense than what I used to do. Flame Tackle Dino. In Monster Rancher 1, they use a Pixel, a Galley Pixie. Because, well, I mean, it's different. In the original game, I think it's Magna. But it's... The thing about Monster Rancher 1 is that combination works completely differently. So you're guaranteed to get a specific monster on a specific week with specific stats every time you do combination. So it also, I pressed triangle there, but my timing was messed up. So they combine to get a monster that starts off with 300 intelligence and skill, like right off the hop. And then you're just swinging a slot force attack like instantly every time. Okay, so... we're gonna go back to meditate drills. We're gonna have to do one speed drill at one point. This will give me a little bit more skill. My intelligence is pretty high for this part in the game. I've entered like rank S with like 600 intelligence before. We're gonna be over 700, which is nice. Any experimental speedrun on different monsters? I've messed around with it, but it's really hard for me to get out of the mindset of like playing it like Kato. So I end up like trying to rush things, and then it's just like, oh, okay, well, that's not gonna work with this guy. Like, it's kind of insane how much faster he is than everyone else. Really? This isn't gonna put me at 800? Fuck off. Really? 9? Unbelievable low roll. Wow. That sucks. Okay, I gotta feed him 2 powders. I don't really need to raise its stats too much more. Intelligence to like 800 is good. Okay, so I'm going to go in with 799 speed, which is not 800. So everyone's going to have 1% more chance to hit me. I haven't raised my life 1 point yet. It started off at 128 and it's got 128. 6% 5 balls. Rank S is a little bit more interesting because you have to play around with forcing them to use their guts. So you have a guts lead. His guts lead gives you more damage, more accuracy. It helps you hit some breakpoints. Against stuff that's really tanky like Daffiel, I'll have to like be really considerate about it. Because you can like get into a situation where you've fired off like 6 Twister Claws and they don't kill him. Okay, you should be good. Okay. Not too bad. Goliath's pretty tanky too. Thanatos, what do we have? Losses on everything. Okay, I'm gonna give up here. Thanatos is pretty tough. He's got about 50% chance. He's got 42% chance. It'd instantly kill me. We're just gonna not deal with it. We'll hope we get the win on the other monsters. And if we lose against someone else and we lose the tournament, that's fine. We can always just start another run. This was not a very good opener. So I'm trying to get him to use expensive attacks, so he goes down and guts as quickly as possible. Ideally, I don't go to time on any fight, but like, you know, what can you do? That was slower than just letting time run out. Unfortunate. The problem is you don't know if they're going to swing last second, and if they swing an attack last second, it's going to be faster than Twister Claw, or it's going to be slower than Twister Claw. No power from me? 95 nature, no power, very unfortunate. This is kind of a weird situation because Aqua Line is kind of hard to KO. So I have to land a lot of attacks here. You gonna swing? Holy shit, are you gonna swing? Jesus Christ. Okay. Channels with me off the Monster Hunter 2 existing on Steam? Hell yeah. And live in childhood and watch you to figure out best to be the top 4. Thank you, yeah. On punch 14%. Okay, we're good. I don't have a very good chance to hit him either, though. So we're doing the same thing here. We're gonna just build up a huge guts lead, and we're gonna swing. We don't want to get to 99, though. Okay, cool. I kind of don't want to swing at 50. Nah, fuck it. We're chilling. We're doing okay. We saved a second-ish. Then everyone's got losses. Everyone's got 2 losses. Except Mahorty. Mahorty's got 2 losses, so I can't give up against Dafiel. I could if I wanted to fight Mahorty again, but if Mahorty wins, I just instantly lose. If I was trying to get like back on time, that's probably what I would do. I would forfeit and then hope Mahorty lost. Okay, really good Dafiel. So we saved... Well, we didn't really save any time. I was about as good as my last rank S. Heals my soul in the niche game I told my friends about as dedicated content. I do my best. Okay, so now we're at a point where we don't want... we probably don't need to use much mint leaves. Intelligence to 800 is kind of a goal. And also, errantry. But, do we get it? Is it April, May? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to get the notice this week for May. Also, we went over the 800 mark on our speed from tournament games, so that's pretty good. I got 62 weeks lifespan left. That's okay. And we're going to rest this week. I'm going to go buy a bunch of powders. $999 speed. Let's go. Does the birthday cake have any effect on the monster? It increases your form by 15, so it makes you a little bit fatter. #1 place in speedruns? Yeah, I got the record. Barely, though. I'm like, what, 10 seconds ahead or something? Drugard is kind of spooky. Doesn't have a great chance to hit, but he's just fast enough at this point in the game where, like, I have to swing a couple of times to kill him, right? And if he just wants to dodge or he wants to grit, I can just lose so much time. But luckily, we got it. And, like, the kind of awkward thing about Kato is that even though... Oh, shit. Okay. I don't hope this doesn't... I forgot. I still have the mods on. This is the exact same as regular Rouge. It just has a different skin. Cool, man. 14%. It was bound to happen. The Kiss of Death. Yeah, so that's a mod from the More Monsters mod where I've just replaced the textures for Queen Plant with a plant dragon I made. It's identical. Like, the stats and stuff aren't any different. Good thing we didn't have to fight any purebred color Pandoras, or else we'd see the Mr. Beast one. Okay. About as fast as last time. Getting hit by, like, a 15% is not crazy. Like, that's a dice roll. They rolled a 6. It's not the end of the world. And that was literally the first time we'd been hit. So, you know, not too crazy. I'd love to see him... Fuck off, though! Really? Alright, that's it for the run. That's okay. We'll do it again. We had like a disastrous rank D, and rank B wasn't very good either. We missed so many attacks. If you're just tuning in and you didn't watch like the beginning, we didn't hit Capella. We missed 7 attacks at over 70%. Through foolery, through everything. Just we didn't hit anything. So, that happening, not the end of the world. We go next. It's okay. Plan has some luck. Rouge ends a lot of speedruns. Oh, there's my gel! That's what I'm going to be raising for the Deluxe Cup this year. The gel Durahan I made. He looks pretty good in motion. Cake makes you fat in this game? It does. Alright. Very jaunty looking gel. I think he looks pretty sick. Was that gel in the demo? That's just a regular gel, purebred gel, but it's skinned over with the More Monsters mod gel that I made, which is a gel Durahan mix. Webcam has slight delay. Some old Gordish Razzmatazz, yeah. Gel Durahan would slap. He actually whips. I forgot to hit my ranch time. I forget what the button is to advance to the next one. Oh fuck. Okay, wrong button. Whatever, let's try this again. Accidentally closed the timer. Is it true that marking I believe in aliens improves your chance of getting Melner? It's a myth. It doesn't do anything. The thing is, there's more than 10 questions it can potentially ask you, so it's possible it doesn't even bother asking you. Did you guys see the blindfolded run I did where I correctly guessed when the I believe in aliens choice would come up somehow while blindfolded? I still don't know how I did that. Okay. We made a mistake. We didn't end it as quickly as possible, but that's fine. It'll just fuck up our time for the next one. You can smell RNG. I can feel the frames. But yeah, same thing. 3 drills in a rest, 2 drills in a rest, and what that does is it stops our monster from running away. He's extremely stressed out, and we're keeping our fatigue below 50. But basically, he's going to be rolling around with 100 stress and below 50 fatigue. If I ever hit the 50, there's a really good chance my monster runs away. But we're simply not going to let that happen. Played Monster Rancher Advance back in the day, had a few runs with Antlans and Zon. Both cool guys. Nobody really knew what was going on. People figured it out pretty quick. It took like what, like a week and a half or something for someone to get B-Clon for the first time. Like, it didn't take very long. Okay, I should have... There was like a very, very good chance my monster ran away there. I made a mistake. But we got out of that unscathed, so we're just chilling now. Monster Rancher had so many secrets, it's more surprising the alien question makes no difference. I know. I have a feeling the questionnaire was supposed to do something, and then they just kind of scrapped it. Because they reuse it in Monster Rancher Battle Card. Or, did Monster Rancher Battle Card come out before Monster Rancher 2? Either way, they like the idea of the personality test. They've used it in other games. Okay, I gotta rest again. There's enough illusion of stuff choice like items that basically do nothing. Wouldn't be surprised if there was no plan for personality test to matter. I could see that too. Did my first Metal Nerd last week, very busted. Yeah, they are. They're very strong. Okay, so 2 failures, not that big of a deal. Been doing pretty good so far. Find funny the Metal Nerd is one of the best monsters in this game. Saw in your videos. Yeah, it's the best monster in the game. Let's buy some mint leaves. Just because we'll need them later. Fuck. Why did I even bother? Well, I mean... It's an extra layer of choices that you do. It's a life sim. Not everything you do in life matters. Yeah, we don't allow Metal Nerd most of the time in competitive play. It's just too fucked up. I'm not pressing triangle fast enough. Truth hurts? Yeah, man. I'm thinking about it, and I'm trying to think if I was to send it on errantry to avoid the birthday song. That would save time, but it might cut enough weeks off of my lifespan to, like, end up hurting later. I would have to test it, but I think it might be worth trying. It's April 1st is the birthday. So if I go at any time in March, I'm not paying any attention. I have 376 intelligence. Okay, we're swapping things, man. I gained way too much intelligence. We are definitely gonna go on errantry. And Cordish is user of Blue Kato. This one spawns with Twister Claw. Blue Kato is technically better because you can combine this guy with a tiger to get a Blue Kato with Twister Claw off the hop, but it's an 11% chance, and it's just, nobody's beaten me yet, so I don't see the need to, like, worry about optimizing that much, you know? Plant's the best in Monster Rancher 1, yeah. Plant is really strong both on the power and intelligence sides. And then the other two, like, exceptionally powerful monsters in Monster Rancher 2 are Pixie and Ghost. And all three of those monsters suck ass in Monster Rancher 2. So they nerfed them pretty hard. But Pixie and Ghost, at least, did not work very well in the hands of the AI. It was like only with player control were they strong. Lots of other stuff is really strong without player control. Like Suezo's really, really strong. Golem's good. Worm is good. Pixie and Ghost, not so much. Hanger's pretty good with human control. Really crappy without it. The problem is that the AI in Monster Rancher 1 is like really fucked up. And it doesn't like changing attacks. So if you have 2 attacks in a slot, like it doesn't know what to do. It's only going to swing the cheapest attack as many times as it can. It only waits until it can swing. So it never saves up guts. If you have an attack that costs 50 guts, if you don't use it immediately, your monster's never going to use it. Like, it quite literally will never use the attack. It'll never have enough guts. Plant was not easy to train. Plant's not easy to train, though, because you kind of have to know going in that, like, I'm not really focusing on damage. This is, like, a defensive monster in a game where everyone else is, like, aiming for an early KO. But it was the best. Toxic Pollen's the best move that's ever existed in the franchise. Okay, we're gonna go on errantry. We're gonna try something new. Okay, he's in Prime. This is not a good use of my Prime, but that's okay. I'm doing this to avoid getting the birthday song. In case I fucked up and gave him way too much intelligence. So we're going to do this to just boost the shit out of his speed without raising his intelligence. Toxic Pollen, yeah, it's broken. Extremely accurate, withers a ton. Queen Plant has an insane guts rate, so you can just keep spamming it. You can lock out your opponent forever. And like I said earlier, monsters in Monster Rancher 1 don't save up their guts to attack, ever. So you can basically, if you nail it immediately, you never have to worry about your opponent using a damaging attack. They'll only ever use like punch and kick or whatever. Okay, what do I have for money? Not much. We're doing fine, though. So I got a new attack, maybe? I wasn't even paying attention. Either way, we're never going to use it, so it doesn't matter. Very curious to see how that messes with my lifespan. We saved a couple of seconds by not doing the birthday. If you're able to use Metal Nerf for speedrun, would it be better than Kato? No. And the reason is that Metal Nerf is a power monster, and you can't raise power and speed at the same time efficiently. What about the accelerated speed? Is that an... Oh, I didn't mean to feed it the potato. Fuck. Is that an emulator? Yeah. No, it's not emulator. It's in DX, Monster Rancher 1 and 2 DX that came out for the Switch. There is a fast forward motion. Like a fast forward option, not motion. I'm bleeding some lifespan here. Oh my god. I think my the D-pad's starting to go on this controller a little bit. I got spares, so I can always pull out another one. We're gonna feed it tabs again. Lifespan a problem in the speedrun? Yeah, you like finish with a couple of weeks. Monster Rancher 2 had Worm and Arrowhead? It did, yes. Is it fast forward by default or something you press? It's just an option that you turn on in the menu. The game runs at regular speed normally. You have to enable it. So it ends up making this version of the game a lot faster than the Monster Rancher 2 for PlayStation 1. Okay, we got a month and a half. Our speed's way lower than it was last time. Our intelligence is way higher than it was last time. It's labeled as FF in menus with no explanation. It's stupid. If you weren't here at the beginning of the stream when I showed off the UI for... actually, no, I can't buy anything. When I showed off the UI for changing your key bindings... It's, every button has a drop-down menu of every button on the keyboard. It doesn't let you, it doesn't let you, click the button and then listen for, the reading. Or, I'm listening for a button, I'm gonna let you press something now. It's like, no, do you want A to be A, B, C, D, E, F, F1, F2, F3? It's so fucking awful. I'm just gonna rest twice here. We have a lot of intelligence right now, which honestly might be better for rank D, because I'm not worried about getting hit. And I think I can probably just smoke some fools. There's something that pissed me off a bit. I remember that you could skip the drills in PS2 version, but in the Steam version you can't. Yeah, I know. It's still faster, though. It's because this is the Japanese version of the game, and in the Japanese version of the game, you couldn't skip drills. You could only skip errantry. And so it's built off of that, and not the Western release. Forgot how good are shit mochis on Monster Rancher 2 tier list. Extremely good stats. Like, very, very good stat gains. Extremely bad techs. So, it's really good for casual play, and unbelievably bad in competitive play. I didn't even do half. That's crazy. Foolery? God, fuck off, man. I only missed twice this time. I did not, okay, he gave up, what do we have? 2 lost, 2 lost, 2 lost. Sleep bomb. Okay, yeah, perfect, that works. What do you get out of watching the same drill 3,000 times? I'm telling you, it's a thing they fixed in the second version of the game that they released in the West, because they realized it was a mistake. Can't make it much more obvious than that. Like, they knew it was a mistake, they fixed it. Okay, I don't have a lot of money. With DX we're here, because it's using a version of the game, I don't know. You're right that it's stupid, but I feel like I've explained why it is the way it is pretty succinctly. Like, I don't know. There's nothing to be left to the imagination right now as to why it is the way it is. It sucks though, you're right. UKMR is making Mochi just Monster Rancher 2 Mochi with the +5 to +10 accuracy across the board, and it's top tier. Yeah, the power level in UKMR is also really low, so they like boosted the shit out of Mochi, and everything else is really weak. Too effort to get features from both versions. Yeah, I don't think they tried very hard. Again, indicated by the way they did the UI interface for the for the key binding. It's just, it's insane how bad it is. Like, I don't know who thought that was a good idea. Just awful. Oh yeah, I don't have any money. Fuck. Alright, so I fed it potatoes. That sucks. I'm gonna lose some lifespan here. So my speed is way lower than it was last time. Well, we still should be pretty okay. It's not way lower. It's about 100 lower, but I don't have any powders, so I gotta go buy some. So we're not gonna be like super close to max speed, but we're gonna have well over 800, which is nice. Yeah, 850. 850 effective speed. Mochi's a solid high tier in UKMR, short of top 5. Yeah, it's pretty good. There's a wide breadth of like extremely good and extremely bad monsters in that game, though. I think it's maybe one of the lesser balanced of the Monster Rancher games. Is there an int monster that you need to unlock that would be better for Kato Speedrun if you could use them right away? No. That's not to say don't try. People come into the chat all the time. It's like, how come you always do it this way? How come you've never tried anything else? And it's like, it's not that I haven't tried anything else. It's that I can't think of something that would be better. So I'm not like... There's nothing that seems even close to me, right? So if you think of something and you're like, oh, I think this might be better, nothing's stopping you from doing it. I've had people come into my chat and be like, you always do Gordish. Why don't you do Fairy Hopper? Fairy Hopper's really good for speedrunning. Fairy Hopper's got like done really well in the past in speedrunning. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, why are you lying about this? Like, what do you get out of lying about this? I know every single person in the speedrunning community. It's small enough that, like, I literally know everybody. What do you mean that used to be the monster that everyone used? And again, prove me wrong. Do it. But, like, they won't. Do you come with a Cursed Blue Joker in Combine Route 2? Yes, that was my idea. And then what's really funny is one of the better Japanese runners came up with it on their own. Like, completely independent of me afterwards. Because I've never, like, done a Blue Kato run, right? I've uploaded video of it, but I haven't bothered to do anything, like, a full run with it. Alright, one of these days, dodging would be sick. Just sweet spot on strat doing errand trees? What do you mean by that? Okay, I can beat Tyrvale, or I can give up against Tyrvale. Fuck, man, let me hit 2 in a row! I'm losing time. But why do we have to watch the drills? That's a very good question. Tyrvale's lost everything. Very funny. Ask because I know you need to unlock monsters. Yeah, no, I get it. It's a good question. It's a good question. It turns out that there isn't actually anything better. So not a bad question at all. Okay, he cheated. Which is actually not bad for me. I can scold him here. It'll raise its nature. Leap's not at 3 stars yet. Okay, it's 3 stars now. So we're going to rest. We're going to go on errand tree next month. Remember when I was younger, it's very hard for me to unlock Beaklon because of the PS1 version, so I was not good at the gameplay. My worm kept dying early. Yeah, that'll happen. Okay, so this is not going to put me exactly at 800, but it's pretty close. My favorite monster as a kid? This guy, baby. Nighton. My boy Pirito. Speedrun's only 42 minutes. Hard work to unlock anything, then raising it. Yeah. You can buy some powders. Okay, so I'm 10 off, which isn't bad. So I effectively have, yeah, -1 speed. Like everything's gonna have 1% more. It's the same percent as it was last time. They could definitely add a toggle to automatically skip watching training, and man, I'd love that. Yeah, that's crazy. Wonder why no one's thought of that. There is a mod for that. You can just do that. Are there subcategories with different monsters? This isn't a big enough game for that. Be the change you want to see in the world. There would be if more people played it. There definitely would be if more people played it. Because I've done runs with like Gaboo and Naga and Hare. They're all way, way slower than this though. Firebomb? Firebomb? Yes. Yes! Okay, he did 0 damage to himself? What the fuck? How do you do 0 damage to yourself on the recoil? What the hell? Alright, well I've missed enough. We're just gonna let this roll out. Yeah, my intelligence now is a lot lower than it was last time. My stats are not particularly good right now. Yeah, that's a Zoom Dragon. I think there's a lot of time to save. You managed to get the brute chopper through the armored wall on the arc. Yeah, I know. Classic. I'm gonna bring this guy into Halo 2 and then we'll see what happens. Didn't kill? Oh, anger? Come on. Yeah. So surprised when I checked Steam reviews recently because I was sure this game was decently popular. Why would you check Steam reviews? For anything. Oh my god, it's like an adult daycare. It's like maybe the only place in history worse than YouTube comments. Or like Facebook comments. Because they're funny? Okay, that's fair. But they're not like intelligent. They are funny, but they're not like... They're not haha funny. Okay, I'm losing this. I'm not a big fan of that. We gotta... Oh, fuck you, dude. Really? He hit more times than I did? That's okay. That just means we gotta fight Thanatos. You see the Reddit mod video? What Reddit mod video? Checking negative reviews for games is one of my favorite things. Dude, I have a whole video coming out on that. Because, what the fuck? I'm so unlucky, dude. That's it. That's the run. Okay, so I do think there is some value in going on errantry to skip the birthday. Blames Reddit for scams some said Reddit mod did. That's pretty good. Top tier Reddit mod got caught trying to scam a community, was pulled as mod, so he did some big video pleading to CEO to unban him. That's the most Reddit mod thing ever. less than an hour playtime. They write paragraphs. They have the whole game figured out. So I have a video coming out. The script is mostly written. This will be like months away though. About Windswept and difficulty in games, because Windswept is a new platformer game that came out a couple of months ago. It apes, and pardon the pun, Donkey Kong Country 2 really hard. That's the idea. It calls itself a ripoff. It's just like, we love Donkey Kong Country 2. We tried to make a spiritual successor to like the DK2 and DK3 formula. But it's a hard game. And we know we made a hard game, so there's a ton of like accessibility options if you want to like make it less difficult. It doesn't affect, you know, literally anything. There's just like a level skip button. If you're like a child and you don't want to play the level and you want to go to the next one to see what the game's all about, you can just straight up skip the level. You can just turn on invincibility. These are all options that are available at the beginning of the game, and they're not all that intense. But, like, you know, there's a spectrum of available modifiers you can do to make the game easier or more difficult. And all of the negative Steam reviews are like, this game is too hard, and that means it's badly designed. I don't play games to get frustrated. I play them to have a good time. And it's like, bro, you have the option there, but you literally, your ego won't allow you to turn it on, so you'd rather just be angry. Like, you have mistaken playing video games for having actual, like, tangible skills, and because of that, your brain won't let you take the easy route out, right? So even though the options are there, it doesn't tell you. There's no like, oh, there's an asterisk, you had to turn on an assist to beat this level. Like, there's nothing like that. It doesn't ever do anything like that. You could get all of the achievements and shit just with like easy mode unlocked, right? And this was their entire intent. They didn't want it to be like a game that only certain people could play, because the dev is like a freak. Like, he was like playing was it Celeste on a dance pad or something like that? Like, what the fuck, man? Like, your brain is, how do you function in real life? But yeah, it was just like, the game lets you have access to like secret levels pretty early on, and like if you spend some in-game currency that like you collect through the levels, like the DK coins basically, or like the banana coins in Monster Ranch or in Donkey Kong Country 2, you know, you get the Clubless Kiosk levels, right? There's the same sort of thing in this game. So like the third or fourth level in the game is like unbelievably difficult for someone who's never played the game before and doesn't have control of the mechanics. But you don't have to do it. It's an optional level until post-game. You got to do it if you want to get 100%, but you can beat the entire game without ever touching it. It's by design that you can skip it. And in the third world, there's an obscenely difficult secret level, right? And by design, again, it's a secret level. It's like, you don't have to do it. You simply don't have to do it. And I think it is a geniusly designed level. I think it is, like, it's fantastic. It's one of the best platformer levels I've ever played. And all of the comments are about how that level specifically is badly designed because it's too difficult. And no other, like, you know, thousands of words in the paragraphs, but that's what it boils down to. Like, it's a stupid opinion. It's a stupid opinion from a baby who doesn't want to turn down the difficulty, basically. And then there's a second post-game level that I think is literally maybe the most interesting platformer level I've ever seen in any game at all. Basically, it forces you to problem solve and figure out a platforming puzzle for each stage of the game. You have to do movements that you've never had to do before, but you've always had to do like certain aspects of it, or like, oh, I've had to do this first half, but then what can I do to like make it through this next little bit? And you have to sit there and figure it out. And I felt like a fucking genius when I figured it out. And I was like, dude, this is so cool. And they put checkpoints everywhere. Every time there's a new section where it's like you got to do something you've never had to do before, there's a checkpoint. So you get to keep trying it over and over again. So it's very generous. But all of the reviews were like, the game never taught me how to do this. How am I expected to do this? And it's like, brother, you're like 15 levels deep into the post game. And you're complaining that the game's not teaching you things. Like, should the game still be holding your hand after you've beaten the game and then 14 additional levels? It's going to be a video type essay, or just picking some Steam reviews to discuss why they're bad? No, it's going to be a video essay. It's about how good the game is and how it uses difficulty to, like, to tell a story in, like, an interesting way. Because the difficulty in one of the levels, the first level I talked about, the third secret level thing, is, like, a very, like, awkward and, like, hard to explain without getting into the minutia, like, a meta level, basically, where, you know, most of these levels exist within the world, right? Like in Donkey Kong Country, the level exists within, like, oh, you're trying to get to the end of the pirate ship or whatever, right? This is a level that, like, exists within the confines of a video game. Like, it knows it's a video game, and it uses the boundaries of, like, going out of bounds with, like, a scrolling screen to, like, control what is and isn't possible within the level. And it's it's done very simply, but it's like, it kind of takes you out of the, like, this is part of the world they live in, and, like, this is a challenge level. Like, I've made something that is, like, interesting. And I really like it. I think it's sick. Comment section is going to be completely hinged and logical. Yeah, I know, but that's fine. People are allowed to be wrong on the internet. I don't even like Dark Souls. That's the crazy part. I think Dark Souls is, like, obnoxious, and the whole, like, it feels like 3D, especially, like, Dark Souls 1 and 2. And I know people talk shit about Dark Souls 2 and how it's, like, you know, it's a different director who didn't understand what made Dark Souls or whatever, right? But I feel Dark Souls 1 is the same way, where there's so much trial and error that it feels like fucking I want to be the guy, except in 3D. And some people love that shit, and I'm kind of like, I'm not really about it. I don't need an apple to fall up and kill me, you know? But again, that's not a criticism of the game or the design. It's just, this is an aspect of video games that I personally don't really like. I don't think it makes the game bad. I don't think it's a poor design choice. It's just, an aspect of a genre that I don't really mesh with, you know? I can appreciate it. And it's literally doing the thing it wants to do. It's trying to troll you. So it's succeeding at the thing it's trying to do. But Windsweep's not doing that. Windsweep's just, this is a hard platformer. You got to get good. Or, if you don't want to get good, that's totally fine. Here is an easier way to play the game. Here are like 7 or 8 easier ways to play the game. Dude, you can turn on an option in Windswept where touching a coin kills you. Like, you can make the game harder if you're a fucking sicko. And there's an achievement for beating 40 levels without collecting any coins. I'd compare Windswept to something like Battle Block Theater. It's kind of similar, yeah. That's actually a really good... actually a really good example. Yeah, you don't have to A++ all the levels on extreme mode. I did 100% Windswept, though. There are aspects of the game I don't like. The last couple of, like, challenge levels are very dependent on, like, I put saws everywhere, haha. It's like a 13-year-old, like, made a Kaizo level. It's kind of the vibe. Like, oh, hard jump, saw blades everywhere. You can't touch them or you'll die. And it's just like, I don't know. I feel like you could have put a little bit more effort into this. And agree, Mario Maker levels, that's what it feels like. But up until those last 2 levels, I think that little run-up of post-game shit is like so strong. It's so good. Never heard of this game, but it looks badass. It's sick. I love Windswept. Easily my favorite game I played last year. But yes, I'll be making a video about it. And about people's weird obsessions with being good at video games as a... like... it sounds so mean. But being good at video games as a way to feel like you're good at something. And when a game doesn't give you like unlimited power fantasy, you both get frustrated by it. And also, if it's a tiny bit easier, you think it's insulting to you. Because it's just ego on both sides. It's why people don't like the yellow painted ledges, and it's why those same people need the yellow painted ledges. It's ego on both sides. I think they found a slightly better balance in Elden Ring's base game and map placement, substantially less BS, though still BS. Again, I think the games, they look fantastic. I love watching playthrough of them. It's not really something I'm interested in playing. But, like, I don't think it's bad. Being good at video game equals losers, 100%. Now watch me beat my world record in Monster Rancher 2. Some people complain about difficult achievements as if someone pointing a gun at you to force them to grab those achievements. Yeah, the achievement thing is crazy to me. Like, I have real life achievements. I don't know, man. It's just one of those things where it's like, I can't relate. I try to have a little bit of empathy for it, but like, it's such a stupid thing to care about in my brain. Like, I just simply can't, I can't put 2 and 2 together in that sense. But yeah, I love Windswept. Fantastic game. So much that I was debating learning the speedrun, and I got really good at a couple of levels, and then I went and watched the speedruns, and I'm like, oh, I am not going to be putting in the necessary effort to beat this. It's no problem, dude. If I dig the Monster Rancher content, if I want Elden Ring and go somewhere else, play it myself. It's not even that. Like, most of the games I love playing, I don't play on stream. And it's just because you guys show up for this. Oh, fuck. I made a mistake. Oh, can I get away with it? I am God's strongest soldier. That was very lucky. That was probably like a 5% chance for him to not run away. But now I gotta do this, like, stupid double rest thing. How high was the life index? It was like 279. It was 70 stress and 62 fatigue. What games do I like playing? I play a lot of, like, low-key stuff. Like, I play a lot of, like, strategy games. But even, like, Windswept, it's so much fun to sit there and, like, grind out a level. And I'm completely honest, I don't think I'm a good enough streamer to, like, just completely, like, butcher a level for 2 hours and keep the stream interesting. Like, I don't think I can keep it going. Maybe if I got good enough. It's kind of like how some people are really good at streaming fighting games and talking to chat at the same time. I can't do that. I like a speedrun like this because it's like 90% menus, right? And even then, when I take a look at the chat, I instantly fail every time. Behind on the conversation, I definitely feel how DS1, DS2 didn't get me too much into them. DS3 and beyond, some of your favorite games. Like I said, I would be interested in playing them. Wow, this is a lot of failures. It's like, I don't have a great PC. My PC was, I wouldn't say out of date when I built it. But I have like a 1660 Ti, which is like not an incredible graphics card. It's fine. My motherboard is like whatever. I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it's a Ryzen 5. But like I can't play a lot of games and stream them at the same time. If I try to play anything that's like more intense than like Strive, it just won't. Like I can't capture and stream and record at the same time. It's just way too much stuff going on. I would need to get a dedicated PC with just a capture card to run my streaming, which is what most people do. Don't need anything amazing to play DS1 and 2. No, I know, but I'm also not... I'm talking more about Elden Ring. Elden Ring looks interesting to me. But, yeah, a lot of the games I enjoy playing, I don't play on stream, and partially is just because, you know, I like enjoying games at my own pace and, like, kind of chilling with them and not having to be on, you know? Also, I made a mistake again. 254 on my life index. Yeah, all right. I'll try this again. But like the videos also just do fucking terribly. Everything that's not Monster Rancher does terribly. The problem with having a stream my size is that you stream PS4? No, I was streaming well, yeah, the Fight Night looked good on this end before. That's about the absolute max I can do. More popular games don't do better, not for me. Whenever I'm streaming, like when I think the like big wake up call for like people were watching for Monster Rancher, was when I streamed Scarlet and Violet when it first came out, and I was getting like 15 viewers for it. And I was like, I don't even really enjoy this, man. It's not worth it. But yeah, like Digimon World did really well for the first stream, and then people got really mad that I didn't want to be backseated. And every time I dared to tell them to like be quiet or whatever, it was like, wow, this guy has a terrible personality. What an asshole. I'm bouncing off this stream. What a fucking loser. And it's like, you guys are huge morons. Like, how do you talk to people in real life? You probably don't talk to people in real life, but that's why you think it's bizarre that when you start telling somebody they're stupid and that they should do something different in the most obnoxious way possible, they tell you to fuck off. Like, you don't get the pearl clutch after that. Let us play the game for you. That was literally it. The comments were funny. I thought it was funny. And I had like a mini crash out at one time. But like, I remember there was one guy who was like, I had a Numamon and he just kept being like, let him die, let him die, let him die. Why doesn't he let him die? And I made a joke that's like, it's like the line from fucking Fat Lip where it says the doctor says my mom should have had an abortion. And then the comments are like, oh yeah, great job saying someone should have had an abortion because they don't agree with you on how you're playing a video game. And it's like, are you fucking for real? Are you a real person? Like, did you hear that conversation and like be like, this dude is completely serious and I'm gonna get very angry at him? Like, you're fucking stupid. You're too dumb to talk to me. You're too dumb to talk to me. You're on my stream watching me. And that was another thing, is I made a joke about how it's like, I suck at the game, but you're watching it. Why are you watching it? If you hate it so much, man, just go somewhere else. And they're like, wow, he's got such an ego. Why does the streamer have an ego? Because I'm more important on my own stream than you are. Like, I'm sorry, you fucking loser. What the hell's wrong with you? Hey, Genji. But that's that type of shit that it's like, that does really, really well. Like, that kind of vibe of, like, just roasting dumbass chatters. Does really well if your stream is exceptionally small and it's just like you and a core group of friends, and then an interloper comes in and you all gang up on him. And it does really, really well with a big stream. Hey, Goblin, thank you, man. Very kind of you. And then it does really well with a big stream because, you know, you have a bigger cross-section of society, and most people are like, this dude's cooking. Like, they think it's funny. But when you're, like, my size, a guy who, like, by all means probably shouldn't even be partnered on Twitch, I tricked them. I tricked them by having 2 good months. I'm in a weird middle spot where most of the people who are watching and like agree with me are just chill 30-somethings who aren't constantly in chat, right? They'll post one message every couple of minutes. But I'm left to fend for myself a lot of the time. One of the worst feelings in the world is seeing someone comment about how much they hate you and then seeing follows you, but that's just Twitter stuff. Yeah, Twitter, I'm off Twitter. Hey, Genji, thank you for the gifty. Very kind of you. What a sassy boy. Dude, what was that about? Oh, yeah. Fuck. I was slow to upload a Nuzlocke video, which, you know, last season was all over the place. There was like a 2-month gap where I didn't post anything. And the guy was like, so I guess we're just not doing Nuzlocke videos anymore, eh? And I'm like, well, they have to be edited, man. Are you interested in helping me edit? And he's like, don't be sassy with me. We watch you for specific content and you have to deliver this to us. And I'm like, it's fucking free, brother. What the hell? And then he's like, most streamers or most YouTubers appreciate the people who watch them, and they would never talk back like this. And I'm like, talk back? What do you mean talk back? You're fucking, I don't know you. You're not an authority figure. And then he's like, I showed my friends this comment and they all agree with me. And I'm like, they probably have a fucking group chat you're not invited to where they're talking shit about you, bro. Like, what are you doing showing people this argument? Like, what the hell? Like, if I'm ever, like, I feel bad. I did it today where I got in an argument online and I posted it in the secret channel on the Discord, and then I deleted it because I'm like, this doesn't fucking matter. I don't need to be scoring points here. Like, this is stupid. And then I went and I deleted the comments that I made because it was like, there's no point. And that's like the way to do it. If you're gonna do it, is be like, look at this fucking moron, and then you just post it in the group chat, right? But even then I was like, this isn't worth it. This is embarrassing. I shouldn't have been in this argument in the first place, and I deleted it. Imagine showing your friends and being like, look at this streamer that got mad at me because I was being a huge asshole by saying that he owed me content. Like, come on, man. What's wrong with your fucking brain? These types love to talk shit, but any resistance, you're immediately crashing out. Yeah, I know. I will say, and this might be off base, I'm going to see my female viewership go up by 1% after making this point. I empathize more strongly with women than I ever have. And I was already super sick, ultra woke ally to begin with, right? I'm the coolest guy in the world. And, you know, don't worry about it. But it's got to be the same way that, like, women feel when someone hits on them and they say no, and then the guy just immediately, like, loses their shit, you know? Nothing is worse than somebody who tries to dunk on you or something when they're, like, not friends with you, and you say something back to them that is, like, worse or, like, funnier. Because it just, like, they lose their fucking mind. It's the same thing. Right? Like, it's the same thing. It's just their ego is crushed and they have to lash out instead of just being like, I'm getting out of here. But it's so much worse to do that shit online, because in person it's like, it's awkward, right? And like, I could feel being rejected and like not really being able to elucidate your thoughts in a way that like doesn't make you seem like a total freak, because, you know, you have the immediacy of needing a response immediately. But online, you can just go for a walk and then come back and be like, all right, it's true. It's true. Most people that argue online, literally school age, makes it so much easier to ignore. Nah. It's unfortunate, but nah. Most YouTubers can afford 2 or 3 different editors. Most YouTubers cannot. Popular YouTubers can. I have one editor who, you know, has their own job and shit, and so they're able to make like maybe 3 or 4 videos a month for me. That's Project L. And he's the one making all the Monster Rancher 4 VODs. And I feel so bad I can't pay him more than I do. But, like, it's just, it is the way it is, right? Like, I'm a very, very small channel. Love watching those texts of guy crashing out on girls and the rare girl crashing out on guy. People are just... People don't have the social skills they think they have as soon as they're checked, you know? Immediately contradict myself. I had a friend who would nearly daily send me YouTube comments that make him argue. I only have Facebook to like talk to a couple of relatives, right? Like everybody my age does. But every now and then I'll find myself looking at comments on something and I'm like, why did I do this? It's like drinking poison. It's like, why did I do this to myself? These people are losers, and I would never want to like associate with them in real life, but I'll read their comments and just get angry. Can we see more run attempts now? No. No, we're done. we're just talking now. No, we'll be doing some more runs. I'm just taking a quick break. I've already done like 3. You need breaks. This isn't 2009. This isn't Justin TV. We're not streaming for the sake of playing video games. We're streaming for the sake of talking shit about losers. And then using video games as a backdrop. But yes, don't worry. We'll be streaming some more. My wife actively looks for those comments to engage and I argue, and I do not understand what she's like, but it's fun. That was me a couple of years ago, and I'm going to be completely honest. What made me take a step back was anger management. And even though I felt like I didn't necessarily feel like I was getting angry when I was having these comments or these arguments or whatever, I started working a lot more on like mindfulness and stuff like that. And I got to a point where I was just like, I'm just gonna let him be wrong, man. It's okay. Besides your content, got me Monster Rancher 2. Beat the game first time since I was a kid. Hell yeah. So excited to see more. I'm not... I was making a joke about calling you out because, you know, we had the conversation about entitled viewers. But yeah, we're just chilling. Hearing me rant with the Monster Rancher 2, the fucking clown music in the background? Yeah, alright. But yeah, I'm no... It's not like a switch has been flipped off in my brain. I still have the urge, right? To argue online. And I do it occasionally, but it's much more nuanced than it used to be. And the arguments I have are like there was a guy in my comments the other day, and then he was here on the stream when we were talking about it, about Pokemon Gold and Silver, like Gen 2, right? And how I think it's fantastic, and he thought it was really crappy and whatever. And like, you know, it stayed civil, and we both made our points and whatever. And that's about as far as it goes now. Don't actually have to attempt, just curious because I play the game whole life off and on. Can you beat it randomly picking a monster with a new file? It's not random at all. It's a very specific spawn. Music's very cheery while you do it. It's, no, 100%. This is like such fucked up music to have as like a backdrop for what we're talking about. Are we the clowns? I think we are. Anyway, I am going to get back into it again. You going with that one, Kato? Yep. We are going to be using Gordish. It starts with Twister Claw. Kato is basically like almost purpose-built to be a speedrun monster. I only have to do 2 drills its entire life. I got to raise its intelligence and its speed, and that's it. It has the best technique for speedrunning because it doesn't really require building up much skill. Okay. Well, that's really slow. We're just going to restart. It doesn't require building up much skill because it has plus 20 hit, which means that if you have skill equal to your opponent's speed, it has 70% chance to hit. We're going to finish the game with like about 250 skill, maybe 300 if we get some really good rolls. And there is a faster monster to do it with, but what you have to do to get the faster monster is you want a blue Kato, which is Kato Tiger. And you take the Gordish, which is the Kato Galley that we get at the shrine, and then you combine it with the Purebred Tiger, and then you combine them down, and you hope for an 11% chance to both get Blue Kato and Twister Claw. So it's only 11% chance. And then if you don't get that, you restart the game. And then you would do that over and over again. And so it's not super interesting to me to be doing that on stream. We'll do it if someone beats my record. Then I'll worry about it. But until then, there's still time to be saved here. Rando here? Everybody's a rando if you think about it. First monster, random off disc. So it's, yeah, it's a specific spawn that we're using. But it is the first monster we get off disc, yeah. Low percent reset starts are indeed not super fun to watch until the run gets going. Yeah. And I mean, oh, fuck you. Alright, whatever. Only lost 4 seconds? That's actually kind of funny. I think my actual menuing for the first bit was really fast. Speedrun's not at the point where you need to add that to run? No. And then, it's, like, I mentioned this earlier, but some of you guys are just getting here. This Kato has way more life and better life gains than the blue Kato. And even though I don't really spend too much time raising my life, every time I go on errantry, it's going to give him a little bit more life. And that's enough to like tank a couple of really important attacks later in the game. The blue Kato ends the game with so little life that every single attack in the Major 4 will kill it, except for like Pixie's Patent Kick. They're asking if you can beat the game by randomizing your first mon. Oh yeah. I've definitely done that before. I have a video on it where I did it with Pixie, which is one of the the worst monsters to do it with. And so we do 3 heavy drills and a rest, and then 2 heavy drills and a rest. And what that does is it cranks the shit out of my stress without making my monster too tired to run away. And we just basically burn a ton of lifespan early on. And we try to get to prime gains as quickly as possible. Video Pixie one-shotting the game is what I saw on my feed that got me to watch the rest of my videos. Hell yeah. Yeah, my next video, which is out in a week, is on combination. I finally made a video on combination, and it's long and it's complicated, and it goes over every aspect of it. It talks about disc chips and different items. It talks about blood strength. It talks about, you know, basically every aspect of combination. How to make something really strong without having to, like, use the calculator. But then you can also use the calculator. I think the best thing to watch while I listen to Paint? Yeah. So I have to edit down the voiceover still. I haven't, like, got it into a working form yet. I've got a lot of the graphics and stuff done for it. But right now, in its unedited state, the voiceover is an hour long. And I think I'll probably end up cutting it down to like 25 minutes. Fuck, I made a mistake. I know I can't skip drill on PC port because... Oh, fuck, man. Because it is... that's too many mistakes. Because it's based on Monster Farm 2, the Japanese version of the game, and in that version of the game, you couldn't skip drills. It wasn't until the game got ported to the West that you know, you could do that. And take the whole hour? Nah. Or reobtainable spawn items like Dragon Tusk? Yeah. I don't go over how to get all of them because I already have like 2 different videos on how to unlock everything. What am I doing? I made a mistake 5 times the stream, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about everything. And also, I really wanted to make a video that wasn't just like, I'm reading Legend Cup. Oh, fuck off. I didn't want to make a video that was just like, I'm gonna read Legend Cup. First you do this, and then you do this. So it's got like the essay vibe to it, right? I just happened to like put a shit ton of info into the essay. I'm looking forward to finishing it. It's been a lot of work. Why am I stuck here? Oh my god. Well, we'll get it off the ground, don't worry. Can the peaches extend the life of those 1 week lifespan monsters? Not for Sweki Suezo, but yes for the Draco Mochi. Basically, Western Port was an updated version. Yep. I do enjoy the streams though because I know Monster Rancher 2 enough to not need to pay too much attention to the game. I like your streams because I don't have to watch. That's true though. It's great when you can just throw on a stream in the background and still have fun. I like honestly, if I'm working on something and I have to watch the stream, I'll turn it off. What's going wrong? Keyboard not typing? Nah, I'm clicking too many times. It's my own fault. Oops. Alright. So we saved a lot of time by going on errantry early to skip the birthday song. I think I'm going to do that again. I think it's a good idea. Warm-ups, exactly. Just mean I can pay more attention when you want to talk about beer if you get a sweet new PB. No, I don't find it insulting or anything. I feel the same way. Like if I'm watching a stream and I'm trying to work on something, but I need to like really be focusing on what's happening, then I probably won't watch that stream. I'll watch a VOD later when I'm going to bed or whatever. But if it's something where it's just like conversational and I can like jump in and out and like, you know, I can pretend I have friends in the room with me or whatever, then I'll watch it while I'm working on stuff. Skip text fast. I have a secret. And the secret is I'm using a turbo button. I have my my X button set to turbo, nothing else is set to turbo. This is what they do in Japan, and instead of just like making a second category, I was just like, I'm just gonna play it the way Japan plays it. And also, I don't want to be clicking for 48 minutes. The problem is that that's also why I've been making so many mistakes. It's very easy to like over-click in the menus, so you need to know when to like let off. And later on, when we get asked to go on expeditions, we'll need to know when it makes sense to go on the expedition to kill a month and when it doesn't make sense. Fuck. Or that, like I accidentally clicked that. That's slower than just saying no to the fish. I think people normally allow turbo on all games with dialogue box mashing like this. Yeah, and honestly, I don't really care if they do or not. Per game, every community is allowed to do their own thing, you know? I've had people come in and be like, well, if you're using turbo, it's not real. And it's like, okay. Cool, guy who's not part of the community who has very strong opinions about this for some reason. I'll bring that up at the next Speedrunner meeting. I'm sure they're all interested in what you have to say. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Fuck. right. So that's obviously a time loss, but now we don't have to go through that dialogue next time. That's cool, man. Basically, I am the committee on this game. There's only a couple of us. I'd much rather you use turbo and not have hand pain from repeated attempts. It's not worth it. Like, I don't know. And like, nobody's made a big deal out of it, and everybody thinks this is okay. When they do RTA in Japan, they all play with turbo on. Only listen to streams because I'm working on projects. That's why I watch you. You'll actually give dialogue to the fights. Plus, Monster Rancher is my OG #1. Yeah, it's funny when people are... oh, I went over... I'm going to risk it. No, since you failed, I'm going to say no. And we're going to restart. We're making some mistakes here. This is probably enough of a time loss already that I cannot possibly get record. Unless things get extremely, extremely lucky for me. But, you know, we're chilling. I don't think we're hitting world record today. We're trying to get back into it. I'd like to do some more runs on Thursday. What's the age to get Silver Peach Tourney? 6 years, 3 months. You gotta be older than that. I see Kaiju Speedrun. They exist. For me, I don't know. Like, I think you need to play on Switch too, right? Like or at least the OLED Switch, and I don't have either of those because the slowdown is so bad without them. Okay, one more after this, and then we are just doing leap drills for the rest of its life, basically. Or until it hits 800, I should say. UKMR Data is basically Blue Kato, yeah. World record run got going, didn't start particularly strong. It was pretty average, yeah. I had a really good official D in my earlier record, like my PB. And so I was like comparing it to that, but then I had just like a fucking blistering BNS. And then I didn't have to do the greatest 4 as many times. Twitch or YouTube, best to support your content? It's the same split. Actual best is Patreon, but you know, that's an extra that's an extra website and people aren't as interested in that. That's fine. Because if you think about it on Twitch, if you do like a $6 sub or whatever, I only get 50% of that. And then YouTube's about the same. If you do a YouTube membership, I only get about 50%. So if you do like the $1.50 one, I'm only getting like 70 cents from that. You do get bonuses with that, though, that you don't get with Patreon. The Patreon bonus is you get your name in the credits, and you get a little dancing sprite beside your name. YouTube works the same way. I have the same bonuses on YouTube. Twitch is you get access to the emotes, you get access to the... well, you get more channel points, so you get to spam random bullshit on the screen more often. 70 cents the price of absolutely nothing. I basically have a tier on YouTube for people to turn off ads, and it's like $1. Instead of like buying YouTube Premium, if you don't want to buy YouTube Premium, you can give me $1 a month to watch my stream and my videos without ads. How many hard drills can you do before you usually rest on a speedrun? It oscillates between 3 and 2. Damn, the 5 gifted. Appreciate it. Very kind. It's very kind of you. Appreciate that. Thank you. So yeah, so it's 3 and then 2 and then 3 and then 2. And what that does is it stops my fatigue from getting over the 50 percent mark. Brother, my brother. Yeah, that one's good. I have ideas for some new ones. But my problem is that every time I think about doing a new one, I'm like, I could just like, I have to work on a video or something instead. And so it's like, it hasn't been a priority to add anything new to the stream in like a year. The newest thing I added was the playing with the boys, and that was December 2024. A little disappointed with YouTube Nuzlocke's lack of brother. Yeah. And there might also have been a lot, and I just cut it out. I had to cut out a lot of stuff. Guess lifespan is less important in the speedrun. I'm actually actively tanking his lifespan on purpose. So I don't have to worry about the baby gains. Because his stat gains right now are like, or when I started at least, were not very good. And so because they're not very good, I don't want to spend more weeks getting bad gains when I can just like try and get to prime as quickly as possible. So now I'm in my prime. And we're going to focus a little bit more on training properly. He ran away? Fuck you. Okay, he has 0 stress and fatigue. He has 0 stress and fatigue, and he's not coming back. Oh. Lost. Lost the run. I'm too far behind now. Freaking rip, bro. Normally they come back once their stress and fatigue hit 0, but it hit 0 2 weeks before it came back. Oh. And you think like, well, that's not a big deal. It advanced the game a lot of weeks. Like, that's pretty good. But I am behind on my stats. That's a lot of weeks where I could be raising my stats. Said I'm actively tanking my lifespan, and Gorsh took that personally. Sounds like it. Oh well. Yep, we're just gonna go again. This is chat's fault. I didn't really make a mistake there. I did, but not in the sense of like, it wasn't like a blunder. It was like, I'm trying a new strategy, and that didn't happen last time. So, I'm not too versed on this new strategy I just came up with. Because I just came up with it. We'll figure it out. Oh, I'm gonna be real though. It's kind of hard for me to hold a controller right now. My arms are so fucking sore. I did 2 days of really, really heavy training. And like my arms and my hands and everything is just so heavy right now. It's tough. Fuck, I don't know how I'm gonna work tomorrow. Play with my feet? Okay. Foot cam? No. You gotta pay extra for that. Golem tier at least. But strong? We're getting there. Stop trying to do the IRL no rest method? Yeah. If you're such a big man, let's see speedrun world record with a plant. I don't even... Could you even... What would that run look like? It would probably look like a Let's Play. It would probably be like 3 hours. Monster Rancher 1 plant speedrun instead? Like, you could do it. You can beat any game with the first monster you get at the shrine. It's just, you know, some are much slower than others. J-Rock the God steamed his feet for free for years. He's steaming the feet. Finally made it out of Sunnyvale Trailer Park. Good for him. Alright. Let's try this again. We'll get it. I have to remember I need like no stress and fatigue when I go on errantry. Got the steamed hams. The steamed yams. Kind of want to try Monster Rancher 2DX run. I have to figure out how to set up timers and stuff. It doesn't take too long. Alright, that was slow, but it's fine. Undine Int was the monster I beat the game with first, and I like raising Int monsters. I hated it as a kid. Used to hate it as a kid. Int monsters usually are kind of tough when you're really casual and you're really young because they don't have good defensive stats. And like life gains and things like that are super important early game. If you want a monster to like do well early game, just put a bunch of shit, like put a shit ton of points into life. It's why Oakley Man is good. Did you know Oakley Man is weaker than a market Gaboo? Like if you go and get a Gaboo from the market, its stats are better than Oakley Man. Hey, Skullbunk. Talk about using the More Monsters mod for next DXBL. Is there a way to see the table with guts rate and everything for the new mons? LC would be the... I don't have anything on me. LC is probably the best we got right now. But yeah, the reason he's so strong is literally just because life is a really good defensive stat early on. And people don't really understand the concept of like saving up guts. If you just stand there and you let him swing, you can go in with like 70 life probably. And as long as you have a guts advantage, you can win it. Also didn't know 45 guts needed to attack on PS game. I got so mad why I wasn't attacking at 20 or something when I was young. You should play Monster Rancher 1, because like I said, they don't fucking wait at all. Oh, Stark, I know there is a table that, what's his name, Dave made, just so he could reference it when he was uploading new monsters. So he literally has, like, the equations built into a table. If you ask for it on the Discord, I'm sure he can just give access to it. Oakley Man is a weirdly good tutorial monster. Defensive mechanics, speed. Life is good, speed is good, low defense doesn't matter. His speed's not actually that good is the crazy part. Especially in Monster Rancher 2 for the PS1. Because he has... Oh, I went over again. Fuck. Because he has 140 speed, which is equivalent to 100 speed. He also has the second lowest stat total of all monsters in rank E. The only monster with worse overall stats than Oakley Man is Nats. Speed level is 3. Is it... Maybe he does have 150 speed, but I thought it might be 140 power? It's one of them. One of them is like under 150. But yeah, life and speed being good and defense not mattering is really funny. Yeah, if you can't find it, just ask Dave, because he did make something. A little bit hesitant there, but I think we're okay. Competent official Ian look. It's one or the other. It's Monster Rancher 3, but when I tried it, there wasn't combination, I lost interest. Yeah, that happened to a lot of people. I think Monster Rancher 3 is a fantastic game. I think it's probably the best game in the franchise after 2. But as a kid, when you maybe don't have access to all the games, I can see why it removing combination is like a bad idea. I really like the regional variants though. I think it's a sick idea. They did it 20 years before Pokemon did. Wife's first was the same jelly beat Nuzlocke Season 2 with? Hell yeah. It's a good monster. Not having the subbreeds and combining felt lame. I feel that. I think it's a really good game, though. I think it does a lot of things really well. A lot of its new ideas are really strong. The idea that you can, like, have a more competitive loadout for your attacks. You can have just 2 attacks if you want. And just power them up. There's a lot of, like, status effects. It has the stuff like Zon has caution that gives it, you know, the despair factor. Now, AFI posting now. Wow. Okay, that's a lot of failures back to back. But he has a move that literally just makes it so the next attack that would hit him misses instead. Like, they didn't have anything like that in Monster Rancher. There's no things that trigger a battle special on purpose other than Kato's drinking. But that's not really a bonus at all. Did 3 have disc reviving in it? Yeah, it still worked the same. Hoping they decide to make a new Monster Rancher, which is essentially glorified Monster Rancher 2 with all the missing monsters from 1, 3, and 4. We've been asking for that for 20 years, man, but you are 100% correct. Monster Rancher 2 Ultimate? Dude, that shit would go hard. With the same graphics? Downscale everything? Make low poly versions of Zon and Octopi and Momo and... Not Garu. Garu can sit it out. Antland. Want to give 3 a shot since it's the art style that put me off? I think it looks the best out of all the games. I found DS boring as well. I never beat it. I think I only have like 4 or 5 hours in the game. Was Hop about anything good? I have a video on it if you want to see me play it. It's more fun than it should be, but it's not like a full game. It's like a mini game that they slapped a Monster Rancher skin on. A DQM Monster Rancher crossover game would be fire. That could be cool. I do like DQM. Feel like Gen 1 Pokemon fans wanting more Kanto when we talk about wanting more Monster Rancher 2, except we're the only fans. There's no other fans. An MR2 remake where they test at the beginning actually determines what trainer you would get would be cool, like Flareon or something. Monster Rancher 2 only fans when? I thought the same thing when I said it. That's it's called DeviantArt. We got that kind of with the Dark Prince. No, Dark Prince doesn't really have any Monster Rancher elements at all. It's just a straight up DQM game, which is sick. Love Gen 1 and 2 equally. It's so funny, man. People can't talk about games within the zeitgeist that they were made in. It's like, this game, if this game released today, it would be terrible. And it's like, yeah, alright, man. And if someone ran a 5-minute mile tomorrow, like, you wouldn't think anything of it. But if they ran that shit in, like, 1860, you'd be losing your shit. Hey, Comrade Bob. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Things are only easy and games are bad, you know, with 20 years of retrospect. It's very rare that a game is like, oh, this game was perfect and like could not be iterated on. Like, there's not really any examples of that. Like Mario 1, great game. Is it the best Mario game? Probably not. But for its time, just like 1986, are you kidding me? What else did you have to play? Houndour all the way in Kanto, Celadon area. Gen 2 is sweet. Yeah, I think you need to have stuff for the second half of your game. We're not gonna get into it again, but that's one of the ones that bothers me the most. Is like they left so many monsters unlocked or like locked until you got to Kanto, and it's like, yeah, man, because they wanted the game to be interesting in the second half. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I think it's pretty obvious why they did the things they did. All Pokemon games suck because they don't let me aim for the horn. That's fair. Really? Oh, I had exactly enough for that to trigger. That's okay. Huge time loss, but we're chilling. I enjoy all the Pokemon games I played. At one point, I thought I was too old for Pokemon. I went back to hardcore Soul Silver. And decided I was wrong. I was the same way, except that was me. Like, I didn't really like Gen 4, and I was, like, too old for Pokemon when that came out because I was, like, 16. And then Gen 5 came out, and I didn't have a DS, so I couldn't play it. But I played a lot of competitive, and then Gen 6 came out, and people love to rag on Gen 6, but I think it's, you know, it's hand-holdy in the beginning in, like, an obnoxious way, and there's, like, too much dialogue, and I feel like, you know, some of the towns aren't really well thought out, like that whatever the one town is that's just like one line in the middle of like a mushroom forest. But I really liked the vibes of it, and it was a lot of fun. Gen 2 felt weak? Nah. You know what, I've put up with a lot, but I'm not reading the rest of that sentence. You got to get your E key fixed, and then we can discuss it. But Gen 2 did not feel weak. You weren't alive when Gen 2 came out if you thought it felt weak. Literally a made-up memory. You are allowed to just say whatever you want on the internet, but that's beyond like the it's just an opinion, and we're into the realm of like I have made up a thing to argue about. You're 38? Gen 2 did not feel weak when it came out. You were not old enough to think that. It's revisionist history. Okay. How to bait negative engagement 101, yeah. They didn't hit hard. I don't know how to explain to you that they did. I have too much I have too much stress to go on errantry. Gen 36, Gen 2 is the hype of shit ever when it came out. Yeah. Everybody, universal opinion. Also, I did it wrong, so I can actually go. I was a month early. Stadium feeling mind-blowing as a kid. I think a lot of the animations in Stadium are great. Gen 2's Game Boy and AA batteries, no backlight. You weren't marathoning those games. You were exploring at night and day, a few hours at a time. Exactly. But that's like what I've been getting at. And, you know, I think it's interesting beyond Gen 2, even though I think it's a thing that gets brought up a lot, is that people remove the games from the zeitgeist they were made in and then discuss them without that in mind. And I think that's just like straight up the wrong way to do it. I think games are built to, above all else, sell well within the era that they were designed to be played in, you know? Dude, Venusaur with the bloodshot eyes is crazy. Fighting Red and Mount Silver felt like you're glimpsing the end of an era? Yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you mean. Okay, I am in Prime. I just wasted a couple of weeks there. That's fine. I think we can make it back. Game can't be separated from the context of release thing. You said I can't help but think of how Gen 6 Black and White was super heavy with legacy decks because Gen 5 making local only decks was really hated at the time. Yeah. And like that doesn't make it bad. Or good. I don't think it's one thing or another, but it's like you have to remember why things are done, you know? There's a reason for it. Can you remember bringing Game Boy to school and doing the Pokemon Gen 2 duplication specifically with turning off the save? Yeah. That shit was great. Man is level 81 Pikachu with Light Ball. That was added later, but yeah. I keep feeding him potatoes because I'm the dumbest guy on the planet. I don't think he's gonna live long enough. I think I've made a lot of mistakes. I made mistakes that I can't erase. I keep feeding him the potatoes. Potatoes. Boil and mash them, stick them in a stew. I gotta feed him tablets. And now I don't have enough money to feed him like more tablets. That's alright. Why did Red and Gen 1 have an Espeon? Couldn't have one in Gen 1? He's built different. I remember beating Red for the first time and just being like, I am a god among men. While growing up and thinking about how your favorite Pokemon changes as you age, yeah, we were talking about that yesterday. Specifically with how Hitmonlee over Hitmonchan any day until I was about 14. Well, maybe a little bit younger. Fuck, I fed him potatoes again. That was a misclick though. I was actively trying to not feed him potatoes. I don't think he's gonna survive. Let's see how he does, but this is on me. This isn't even on Kato. I feel so bad, brother. But yeah, I thought Hitmonlee was cooler. Just because I thought it was like a little bit more different, right? But I really like the design of Hitmonchan. As a kid, I was like, Kabutops over Omastar, why would anyone ever pick Omastar? And then as I became like a teenager, I was like, Omastar is sick as hell. But like, yeah, your tastes change over time. I definitely went from like, I like the cool thing to I like the weird thing as I got older. Ledian's sick, man. What a cool design. Like, my favorite Gen 2 Pokemon is Ferretris. And then, like, maybe Steelix. Never unsee Ledian's baseball hands. They do kind of look like baseballs, yeah. Kingdra's cool as fuck. Kingdra is cool. My position on the weird, cool, cute pyramid changed as I aged. It did. This is my first run since I got backload. It's the first run I've gotten to a tournament in since I got backload. I had a couple of runs that, like, just, you know, I gave up because I was making too many mistakes. This one, I've made, like, 1,000 mistakes, and I'm just like, fuck it, let's just see what happens. World's longest occur art fight. Okay, Sleep Bomb hasn't lost yet. I would love to be able to give up against him, but... You like Dracovish? Dracovish is sick. What is it with this fucking guy? Like, Bakus, for whatever reason, love dodging. They never have any speed. They're always among the easiest to hit in every tournament. And, okay, get lost. Let me attack. I hate this. I'm gonna lose? I'm gonna fucking lose? Oh my god. Could I just get like a sub 50 run tonight? Let's just aim for like sub 50. Because I'm not gonna have time to do another run, so we're doing this one to the end. Stop missing 75%, please. Thank you. Cursed run? It's just, there's a lot of RNG. It is what it is. You gotta accept that if you're gonna play Monster Rancher. Edgy lads and sea monsters? Design has rarely changed. So how do you feel about, like, what's the Zigzagoon? The third stage from Sword and Shield. Obstagoon? Yeah, Obstagoon. He's kind of cool. I do like that they made an Ace Frehley mon. The new Zig and the Noon are cool too, yeah. So it's entertaining regardless. Call it the Gooner? You call it the Gooner? What's that mean? Nah, I'm just kidding. Don't talk about it. Yeah, we're gonna see what we can do with this run, but we're struggling. I don't know if we're gonna have lifespan to beat it. Zig was really good in the TCG for a while. Interesting. I haven't been like reading any leaks or anything, but I would be surprised if the next Pocket set isn't based on Gen 3. Because there's like no Gen 3 cards, and I just realized that the other day. But yeah, there's also like other stuff. It'd be really cool to have like an Obstagoon EX or like a Feretris EX. Give me some weird shit. Mega Mawile? Hell yeah. In this last set, did they release any EXs that weren't Megas? I don't even know. Hitmonchan? That wasn't this one, that was the last set. Trying to think. I can't think of anything. Come on. Because, yeah, last set was like Hitmonchan, Tauros, Whimsicott, Indeedee. Tauros is a really funny card. It's not very good, but I do like it. I made a deck of nothing but Tauros and Miltank. And it's a will deck, so it's like flipping coins, and it's pretty fun. Crimson was a pretty tiny set, so maybe not, yeah. Out of pocket since Dialga, Palka, Giratina, way behind. They've, right now, there's like 7 or 8 really, really strong decks. It's a good mix of stuff. It's maybe the best it's been since like the second set in terms of like variety. Damn, that was close. Honestly, getting KO'd frame 1 is fine because it just means the fight is over quicker. But we didn't get KO'd. Forget how fast the sets come out. I'm tired of the constant gross looking adults fighting over them. I know, that shit sucks. Are we getting bored of all the coin flip and Greninja decks? Yeah, that shit doesn't exist anymore. There's still like some good Greninja stuff, but it's much different. The matches are a lot more like, what's the word I'm looking for? You have more input. You have more say in what happens. A lot of games can still be won or lost on like the first draw. Sometimes it's just like, well, there's nothing I can do here. I'm destined to lose this. But it's way less than there used to be. Electric Oricorio is absolutely shit-stomping the current Mega Latios drop. Mega Latios seems like exceptionally bad. I don't think it'll see any play at all. I don't think it would make for a good... It would be an okay Mega. If you gave it like, I don't know, like 30 less health and then had it as is, I think it would be a fine Mega. Also, fucking why, dude? I don't have... I'm so sick of missing everything. Actual cursed run. But it seems extremely bad. It seems like a thing to collect. Honestly, the Onyx in that set, in that thing is better. The flip a coin, do 90 damage. Okay, good Aspen. I can catch a stream. Well, thanks for tuning in. Typical promo EX, aka we're not very good. Were any of them any good? What was the best one? Cresselia saw limited play when it came out. I think that might be it. And even then, it wasn't like great. It was just fine. It was like a tier 2 deck. Fuck off! God damn, dude. Oh my god! 70%? Fuck you, dude. Greninja has an EX, but he did not have a special promo card that was different than any of his others. Do we get Tornado Claw? We don't really worry about it. I keep feeding it potatoes. You deserve a potato after that. Fuck you, dude. You only miss so many 90% or 70%. Kuno and Celebi, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't think there's any... I don't think any promo cards I've seen any, like, serious play. I remember when Lapras came out. Lapras is really good if you just, you know, high roll on Misty. But that's not a strategy. That's just hoping for the best. Yeah, I mean a unique promo, yeah. Something that was released in a promo set and then became good. The best cards I can think of are like... Oh, shit. Alright, my bad. He's got 825 speed. He already had 800 speed. Okay, that's fine. Whatever, we're way over. That's okay. Our intelligence is so low, though. Holy shit. Man. We're, like, I already know I'm not getting the record on this, so I just want to finish a run. Okay, I gotta get some more form though. Or less form. I gotta buy some of these. Played with Lapras for a bit? Yeah, I wasn't even best in slot. No. You would just run Articuno instead and hope you got the Misty heads. I ran into an Articuno deck for the first time in what felt like almost I don't know, like 6 months the other day. And it was really funny because I was playing Jolteon EX Oricorio. And if you know anything about the Oricorio, it's like Oricorio's whole thing is that it can't take damage from EX mons. So like the deck just like instantly folded. But the guy refused to give up, and he like slow played every hand. And it's like, why are you being like obnoxious about this? You're the one who chose a shitty deck. I'm not doing anything mean here. I'm not, like, I'm playing something that's meta, but I'm not playing something that's like egregious. Alright, we're not going to get the KO. That's fine. I'm not going to attack again. Just let the clock run out. Gaslighting himself that his deck has an out that he doesn't know about. It was really funny, too, because he used Sabrina, and he pulled out a card from my bench, and then he didn't kill my card, so I just, like, brought Oricorio back in. And then he Cyrus that card back out, and he ended up killing it. And then I just brought Oricorio out again. And it's like, okay, congratulations, man. What do you want to do now? Like, you got your 1 point. If a gacha game gives you something for free, it's likely not going to be meta. Yeah, I mean, it is a gacha game at the end of the day. It does feel less predatory than a lot of other gacha games, but it's still a gacha game. Like, I've spent a couple $100 on the game over 2 years. Or I guess a year and like 2 months, I guess. 3 or 4 months? October to October? Yeah, okay. So about a year and a half. I spent a couple $100. But I have like playsets of every card in the game. Like I have multiples. I can give away multiples of every playset in the game. Is there more varied base of specialist supporters yet? Yes. There's a lot of stuff now. There's one that like searches for a mega, 1 mega specifically. There's, oh, fuck off. Yeah, we're gonna go again though. We just gotta get, I just want to finish a run. Wait, am I hurt? No, I'm not hurt. We're still going. There's one that finds 2 basic mons with 50 or lower HP. There's like lots of different variations now. A lot of decks don't even run 2 oaks anymore, which is crazy because there's Copycat now, which discard or puts your hand back in the deck and draws cards equal to your opponent's hand. So sometimes if you're playing like a lot of non-supporter cards, like you're playing tons of Pokemon tools and you know, your Pokeballs and items and stuff, it makes sense to have the Copycats instead because you can just dump your hand and then draw back to 5 immediately. Giovanni barely sees any play anymore. It's very, very specific. Red, same thing. 1 of in a deck if you need to do specifically like 140 damage. Because a lot of good stuff, like that's a good break point. So if you have an attack that does 120 but you need to do 140, red is good. But again, not super common. And then what else? Leaf is really rare now. Still a good card in specific decks, but just doesn't see a lot of play. It's a lot better than it used to be. Barry was good for 1 set because he made the Snorlax good, and then that Snorlax became bad, so Barry was bad. 3 Marnie, 3 Boss's Orders, 3 Balls, 3 Oaks, 2/3 your Gym Leader. Okay, build the rest of your deck now. Yeah, it's not that bad anymore. And then, you know, you have Sabrina and Cyrus, and most decks don't run both, and they'll run one or the other based on how likely it is for them to, like, do chip damage. So, like, Greninja loves running Cyrus because you get to choose who you force to switch in. they have a new item card called Repel. It's new. It's like 6 sets old now. But if the opponent's active Pokemon is a basic Pokemon, you can force them to switch like Sabrina, but it's an item instead of a supporter. Lumberry and the Jelly Donut card, whose name I forget, are seeing a little bit of play because status is really, really strong right now. Repel's great against Suicune, yeah. So I forgot to do this. I'm gonna rest here just because whatever. My intelligence is really low, so even if I was able to, you know, beat the game in any sort of like normal time, I would still be just struggling to get the KOs. I'm like 150 points below where it was last time I got this far. Is supporter like a deck master, like a trainer card? It's a trainer card, and you can use 1 up per turn. Yeah. You only use 1 supporter. And that all the bosses aren't the exact same? What do you mean by that? Sorry, I saw you say that earlier, but I started thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know what you mean. No, there's a lot of different variety, and the cards are starting to become more... like, the different colors are becoming more striated in what you can expect from them, right? Like, water and grass have become very, very tanky. Fire is extremely, extremely aggressive. Electric is really, really aggressive. Steel is all about damage mitigation. Fighting is kind of a mix of damage mitigation and aggression. It's kind of like a decent mid-range deck a lot of the time. Boss's orders in TCG, couldn't remember if it was the same pocket. Nah, they just have a straight-up effect. Giovanni is you do 10 more damage. Cyrus is you get to swap out a Pokemon if it has damage on it into the main slot. Every character in Professor's Research doing the same thing? Gotcha. Yeah, no, they're all different. There's no cards like that in the game. Where it's like 2 cards that do the same thing. Unless it's like a promo, which is basically just alt art. What's wrong with Rouge? That is a skin I made for the More Monsters mod that is out. Basically, I made a skin for Plant Dragon over top of Plant Pixie. And I just forgot to change the files back in my game. No cards do that yet? Okay, that's fair. Whatever, man. We'll let time run out. Okay, so I saved a good chunk of time there. Unrelated, just dished up some banana pudding I made earlier today and it slaps. Hell yeah. Feel like they need to add something like Misty for each energy type? Nah. People barely run Misty as it is. A lot of decks that... Well, I mean, the new Blastoise deck runs Misty, which is really funny. That was a gold split? That's crazy. What the hell? Okay, I did not mean to do that. Whatever, we lost a little bit of time. Not the end of the world. I'm going to rest here. Let's go on Errant Tree. Unless he asks me to go on Expedition. Okay, we're gonna go on Expedition. Came in to say hello. Been busy with work. Hey, well, thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate it. Okay, so that's a whole month gone. We're not too worried about our stat gains and stuff right now, right? So we're gonna be resting a lot more. I got 52 weeks of lifespan. We're gonna do it. We're gonna make it. I still can't believe I gold splitted that. What the hell? I saved 11 seconds. Again, really low on my intelligence here, but it's fine. My form is really low too. But I have a lot of speed. This doesn't put me at 999, but it puts me at 997. So everyone's going to have 1% more chance to hit me. Unfortunate. Which means it's going to be what? Exactly 50% for Carmine. Yeah, oh, 49%. No coin flips, just attach 2 fire from your hand to your active Pokemon, then draw 3 cards. So they have a new item card that you just recycle a fire energy from your discard. So, you know, fire is all about big damage and you discard, and now you can just get those discards back. So fire is extremely, extremely aggro right now. It's pretty cool. Electric is all about generating its own energy, and then you can use energy transfer to take it from your backline to your active Pokemon. Yeah, the patch, yeah. So there's, like I said, they've kind of striated what the decks usually, or like what you can expect from the colors for the most part. We didn't get the kill, but that's okay. Brigandy, I don't want to fight Brigandy. Can we get a kill here? Oh yeah, yeah. So here's another one I made. I made the Arrowhead Worm. Okay, huge time save. What the fuck? What the hell, man? That's literally the best Winners' Cup I've ever had. It's so sad that we're not gonna get world record with this, because that was fucking crazy. Holy. 2 gold splits in a row? Is the dream alive? No, it's not. It's extremely dead, but we're gonna finish in style. We do MR2 Ultra with all the monsters from 1 to 4 in the combos. Would you add the features of limiting the text you can use in battle? I don't know. I haven't thought about that. Crazy Smooth Brigandine? Yeah, he's a slick boy. Okay, I'm going to go on errantry again. Let's get some intelligence. This is chat's fault again? Okay, I have over 800 intelligence. We're just resting for the rest of its life now. And that skips the dock with Cavero. Okay, this puts me at 999. Inferno big miss. I should give more monsters modded texture thing a try. So yeah, it's open to everybody. Anybody who wants to make their own. I have a video about it, and Tiach made a video about it that I kind of stole, and Archbishop Dave made his own video on it too. So there's like a bunch of different resources on like how to get started. We're swinging slash claw. Fuck. We did it. So yeah, everybody is allowed to make stuff, and then it's not just like a reskin mod, right? Like it's reskinning for the sake of reskinning when you're working on it, but like Arrowhead Worm and Plant Dragon are in the game, and they have the stats that you would expect from Arrowhead Worm and Plant Dragon. They're not just reskinned. Pretty straightforward, yeah. And the tool has actually been upgraded since then, so it's even fewer steps to adjust things. You don't ever have to like save and like exit the program and like reload your save file or anything like that. It should like update automatically. Ciara lost. We're gonna withdraw just because there's a chance we lose that fight. There's always a chance we lose every fight, I suppose, but Ciara specifically... See? The other Kato would not have survived that. We wouldn't have gotten the easy win. Blue Kato would not have taken that. That's specifically why Gordish is sick. He can eat that 2 bites and it's not a problem. I cannot believe the fucking pace we're on, man. Dude, this is so unreal. Why does she dislike Cavro? I think he's kind of like just like a pushy mercenary type, right? Indiana Jones with a charm, yeah. Okay, now we're resting again. 4 more rests and then we fight, and then that's that. We have 10 weeks of lifespan left. Too much mail, man. Alright. 9 weeks lifespan. Let's make this happen. Let's go out with a bang, man. I can't get world record, but earlier I was seeing what Monster is. You're okay not seeing a new game. It was like Monster Hunter 2. Say Gaboo. Gaboo is kind of a casualty of translation or like localization, because all of his attacks have so much personality. Slap is like Shining Spirit Palm or whatever. Like all the attacks have like really like overboard names, and it's funny because it's like, you know, they're all so basic, which gives him a lot more personality. Alright, this tournament can still end it, right? 49% chance here. We dodge, we're in there. We can survive the death punch, we can't survive death slash. I didn't want to do that. Okay, whatever, we're winning. We're winning, we're winning. Death cutter, we would not survive. Anger, beautiful, give me 90% chance. Bro, that's his best boy. I'm gay, but I'd share a hot meal on the mountain with him before raiding the game for drugs. Hell yeah. Power? Real power, baby? Ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe this is probably going to be another gold split. This is actually crazy. My sum of best is going to be insane. Unless it doesn't work like that. I just had a better start, yeah. No, it's not a gold split. 11 seconds slower. And it's 11 seconds slower because I didn't KO Zealandia and it went to time. That's still good for third place in the world. Full minute gold while 4 minutes down. I've been there, dude. It wasn't a full minute, which is like, that would be really, really sad. But we brought it back though. We ended up saving 40 seconds. Well, it was like 25 seconds by the end, but still, that's pretty big. Forgot about the credits warm-up dialogue? Yeah. That wasn't bad, though. Pretty good run. Does Speedrun not include the Whitemon fights? No. The Japanese run does it, but the goal is just get the credits. But yeah, we're gonna call it there. That was super fun. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate the YouTube folks especially. Have beaten some of your best times. You want to update them? Yes. Yeah, so this is faster now. Damn, dude. Kato's top 5 monsters for me. Love that alcoholic Wolverine. Hell yeah. When's the next stream? Thursday. We're streaming Thursday. I'm probably going to do a little bit of DXBL. We'll do a small tournament, maybe like 16 monsters or something from heavyweight, and then we'll be doing more speedrun stuff. Start was brutal, yeah. It was unlucky, and I was making mistakes, so worst of both worlds. Alright, so let's find someone to raid. This was good, though. I really, really enjoyed the speedrunning, and I enjoyed the discussion. Sometimes it can feel hard to, like, have a good discussion on Twitch, right? And, like, chat it up, but it was sick. I enjoyed it. Thank you guys for that, because I can't do that by myself. I don't have the skills necessary to just, like, ramble by myself. I can do it a little bit, but not a lot. And it's really hard for me to do that and not talk about the game, which is super boring for most people. We're going to raid Mar. Mar's the best. Big homie. And I am going to... He's playing Hightail. But yeah, I will see you guys on Thursday. Hope you had a fun night. Thank you for hanging out with me. And hope you have a good tomorrow. And then we'll talk about it on Thursday if you didn't. Stream on YouTube? Yeah, you missed the whole stream, unfortunately. There's a bug in my room? Where? Here? Oh my god. Or did you see it like fly past me? Because I think I heard something hit the light. Anyway. See you guys later. I'll see you. He's flying? Yeah. Every now and then I'll get a little fly, but it's not too bad. Okay. Night-night.